we kind of, at the end of every year, we sit down as a group and we sort of look at each aspect of the football club and see, what we think is working, what we think is not working, where we need to try and put sort of investment back into the football club. So, that's something that's gone on, for the last sort of 8 or 9 years. It just so happens that this year, because Matt had informed us a few weeks ago that he intended to step down at the end of the season, and we were very keen to carry on working with him, that we brought that meeting forward a few months. And so it kind of, it's something and nothing. I mean, we are obviously making a managerial change, but we feel that that's sort of the right thing to do, is to bring someone in that sort of Matt will work with until the end of the season, and then he will then move to be the director of football. Ian Parr is now a shareholder, and we're so busy with the scholarship program and the academy and everything else that we just felt that was a real opportunity to sort of keep Matt invested in the football club. So sort of with that in mind, we sort of reviewed everything else, and we've had budget cuts, or players' budget cuts, for the last 3 years. It's quite normal for any business to sit down and sort of go through everything and sort of to make sure that your biggest cost, which is your players, you can get through to the end of the season. And if you don't feel that or you feel that there is a possibility that you're going to struggle, then clearly you sort of cut your cloth accordingly. And as I say, we have done that for the last 3 years. It doesn't necessarily mean that we are looking to move from step 3. We are looking at all our options, but I think if you speak to any club owner or director, step 3 football is not affordable for any of us. It's just whether you want to put all the resources that you have into step 3 football, and obviously the rewards that you get from that. We work an awful lot within the community. We support a number of initiatives. We work with a lot of primary schools. So for us, it's looking at a much bigger picture and sort of saying to ourselves, do we want to spend everything that comes in on bills and step 3 football, or do we want to take stock, step back, reboot the club and invest more time and energy in the community and sort of our community initiative? Nothing has been decided yet. And again, we had the same conversation a little bit later in the season last year. It's the same conversation we have all, at the end of most seasons. So it's difficult, Steve, because when you have a player's budget, I mean, it's a bit like you kind of employing someone, but then having no control over the level of performance that they put in. And the reward that you get from them is either the euphoria of getting through to almost getting through to the first round of the FA Cup, or the sort of that downward feeling when you get beat 3-0 at home. Now that clearly is what football is all about, and we all completely understand that. It's whether you make a decision based on the whole package that you have as a football club, and that includes, all the support that we give the community, the academy. The scholarship program is a separate entity. We kind of ring fence that because we work with Australia, and that's we've got another 45 kids that have applied for the scholarship this year. And although if anything did happen to the football club, not that it's going to, that part of the business is safe. So it's just, ultimately it comes down to whether we feel that there is enough money coming into the football club that allows us to expand on everything else, as well as support the first team with step 3. Now, as I say, we are in conversations with the FA. I'm not going to lie about that, but nothing is set in stone. And as I say, we had the same conversations last year, and we played at step 3. We've got a fantastic football club there. We've got a fantastic facility, and we are all very buoyant about the rest of this season, about the club moving forward. Why wouldn't you be? It's really important that sort of everyone understands that although the focus of the general public, I guess, and the football fraternity is on the first team, and we get that and we understand that, as a board of directors, we have a care of duty to ensure that the whole of the football club works. And as I say, the first team is just part of that jigsaw puzzle. and it's how we bring all that together, how we finance it all. I mean, I'm sure that, I mean, Steve, you've met Lou. She does a fantastic job up there with our functions and our events, and we're really busy up there on parties and stuff. And she needs some work doing. It needs painting, it needs new curtains and stuff like that. Now, we have to make a decision as to where we allocate the funds that come into the football club, and if some of those funds are moved towards Louise rather than towards the first team, then justifiably that's what you should be doing, because we've got to look at the whole picture. And ironically, I'll be honest with you, as far as the balance sheet is concerned, the football club is as healthy as it's ever been. Last year we broke even for the first time since the club moved to Rowley Park. And this year we will break even again, because we're sort of going about it in the right kind of way. It's run as a business, although it's run as a business with a degree of passion about the football aspect of it. And that's not just the first team, that's the academy and I say the scholarship program as well. We invest heavily in those two areas to ensure that we are the best in the area, and wouldn't it be great in the future that, we have one of these kids, come through and make it in professional sport, become a politician, or make a difference to St Neots as a society. I wouldn't be interested in going down that route. We've done it. The football club was heavily invested by my father, who incidentally has been brilliant, and who wiped his director's loans from the account to ensure the stability of the football club when I took over. I can't speak highly enough of him for doing that. We've done that. If you have an investor that comes in that starts throwing money at the football club, and because it is such an uncontrolled environment, we had budgets much bigger than what we currently have, and we finished lower in the league than we did last year, for example. So I'm not sure that the blueprint for any business model should be that you have an investor come in and he puts money into it to prop the accounts up, because when that person decides, I don't want to do it anymore, I'm not enjoying it as much as I was, and they step away, you're left with a football club or a business that is unsustainable, and your ongoing expenditure is far greater than any income that you're coming through. What I would rather do is I would rather ensure that we are sensible with how we spend our money and what we spend our money on, and ensure that we carry on growing all aspects of the football club, so that we are able to engage a lot more with business partners and advertisers and academy parents, and and build the business up organically, which is what we've been trying to do for the last 3 years, and we'll continue to do, regardless of what level of football we are playing at. And currently the level of football is step 3, and until such time that a decision is made, if it's made, we will be at step 3. As I say, it's the football club is really, really healthy at the moment. There's so much going on that is positive, and it's kind of, it's systematic of how people view football clubs. Is that, I mean, we get on great with you guys. I get on great with Mark at the Hunts Post. We're very open and honest. We're quite happy to talk about things that maybe, other club owners or board of directors aren't willing to talk about, because we are open about it and honest. The scholarship program that we have is, as far as we can see, the best that's out there. We've got 45 boys and girls on it this year. A further 45, we've launched a cricket scholarship program. We're launching a golf scholarship program. No one phones us up to talk about that. We only ever get contacted when, a player leaves, and I do understand it. I do get it. We are a community football club. We desperately want to support the community more than we do, and we support it to the tune of about £20,000 a year. Now, we don't give them £20,000 a year because we haven't got it, but what we do is we gift the use of our facilities free of charge to sort of support lots and lots of activities going on at the football club that we support. We'd like to do something more than just that. We'd like to engage a bit more, so that when we get approached by an academy parent to help raise funds for a minibus for Samuel Pepys, we can stage a charity match, which we're doing. We can help advertise it. We can help raise funds. Wouldn't it be great if we could actually say, you know what, we've got a community fund set up. We've got £4,000 in it. That's yours. And that really is where we need to get to. If we want to be a true community-driven, expansive, open-minded football club, then we really need to look beyond the first team, while at the same time being mindful that we have a duty to our supporters, to be honest, as well. And we need a first team. We've got to have a first team plan at the highest level, because it does add something to the football club. But would you really want to jeopardise everything else that we do just to stay at step 3?